welcome back to another episode of Cyber Mondays. We are here in the Walmart parking lot. Yes, indeed. And I am here. This is not my Tesla. This isn't even a Tesla. So this is my car. And then I've got Zach over here with his Tesla. Woo! Zach and his Tesla Model 3 that we are going to show you guys today. So Zach, when did you get this car?
I got this car about March 2019. March
2019?
Yeah. It is a 2019.
It is a 2019?
Yeah.
It's got the cool wheels on it too. I love it. Yeah. So, we're going to be looking at the outside first, and then we're going to hop on the inside. So, what is different about the Tesla Model 3 than anything else? Any of the other cars or any of the other Teslas?
Any other cars? It's probably one of the most aerodynamic cars there is. I mean, you can see that in a lot of other Teslas. That's true for the Cybertruck, true for the Model S. This car actually has roughly 17 sensors, only about like 10 external that you can see. And then upon that, they have about 7 different camera systems. You can see some at the top of the there. You got some right down here too, kind of hidden in different panels. One along the side here. It's got some up in the back where most people have the backup cameras.
That's so cool.
Down here.
Just so hidden so well.
It does security very, very well. Sentry mode and...
Yeah, you got Sentry mode. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's just a vehicle like nothing else.
Yeah, that's so cool. And so it's a little bit different than the other Teslas. So how I always tell them apart, and you can show that off real quick. That's so cool.
Charging panel.
That's cool. And then you just touch it.
Yeah, give it a little bit up.
Ah, it's so cool. So fast. So the way I tell them apart, because there's only 3 that are out right now as this video is going up that you can see on the roads today. There's the Tesla Model S, the Model X, and then the Model 3.
Yeah.
So the Model S is the first one that has a little bit of a grill in it.
Yeah. So they have 2 types of Model S's. The very first one that came out in 2013, they have this big nose cone, and it's kind of gross. And that's where they hit all the sensors.
Yeah, I'll show it on screen.
Then they remade the Model S, and it has this nice little cut right here, and it drops down and has a Tesla T, and it comes right back through. Those ones are quite a bit more expensive than what I bought. I had the luxury of having one for a couple days to drive as a loaner vehicle, but this one was getting its back glass fixed. The Model S honestly wasn't that appealing to me. I really like the simplistic of the Model 3 a lot more, and honestly, I don't see where the money went.
And we'll see that interior-wise as well. So the Model 3 is the only one right now with like no grill type thing in it. It's just blank.
Right.
Which is kind of cool.
It doesn't really need one.
It looks electric because there's no grill.
And a lot of people think it's kind of disgusting, but like when you think about it like realistically, why would you need a grill?
Yeah.
It's just something harder to clean, and it doesn't actually add anything. It's more wind resistance.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about that. So on the other two have a grill, but how I tell them apart on the roads is the Tesla Model S is just super normal, and the Tesla Model X has the one where it has the gull wing doors on the back.
Yes.
So it has 2 door handles right next to each other.
Yeah.
That's how I tell them apart.
You click this right here and it pops
and it
up.
just jumps up. Oh, it's so cool.
They actually have a lot of sensors on the Model X's too, which a lot of people don't know. It has height sensors on it. So the original cars that had gull wing doors were like the DeLorean, right?
Yeah.
The biggest problem with that is when people would pull into a Walmart parking lot here and then open up their door, they would just scratch the hell out of the person next to them if they were parked too close. And so they fixed that with the gull wing doors on the Model X, where it folds in half and it folds in half, and it has a height sensor, so if you're in your garage, it doesn't go up all the way to hit your top of your roof. So it keeps itself pretty
keeps it from hitting everything.
Yeah.
I love the, like, if you can't tell, so windshield and then essentially what, like a sunroof type thing?
Yeah, so this one right here is tinted, polarized. You can see it a lot better when it rains. It gets this red, cool orange tint. The back glass does that too for the old models. As they replaced my back window, like I just said. It had a small stretch crack. Again, Tesla's fantastic. They replaced it for free and gave me a $90,000 loaner car that day.
That's so cool.
So they replaced it for free, didn't cost me a thing. But the newer ones do not have that polarization because they actually have a two-toned back window glass now. So this has a different light intake as this does, and allows for it to heat itself up in the summer a lot, or in the winter a lot better. It'll take in the sunlight and heat your interior, so you don't have to sit there and try to warm your car as much.
That's so cool. So yeah, it's all the whole roof is glass. It does have some breaks in it. We'll see inside. I love how my strap is getting in there.
A lot of people talk about how the glass is kind of dangerous because they're like, well, what if you roll it? It's kind of like a convertible, right? Well, it's not at all. It actually has.
Because there's so much structure.
It has the best structure, and the battery itself weighs about 2,000 pounds. So in order to roll it, you really have to be doing something crazy. And most of the time, it lands back on its wheels because the battery is so much heavier than top that it wants to continue to roll until it's on its tires.
It's like Vans shoes, you know?
Exactly. Like the glass on top too is also safety rated for about 3 elephants, is what they talk about. It can take this car and stack it up on itself twice more before the glass has any structural damage.
That's amazing.
So yeah, even rolling it, it's pretty safe. It's about one of the safest cars to roll. And when it does, most people don't get hurt. There's only 2 other ever recorded Tesla deaths. One of them was because he got T-boned by it was like a Ford 250 or something like that hit him in the middle of an intersection. And it's pretty interesting that it wasn't even Tesla's fault that died in that one.
Yeah, so vents everywhere, so aerodynamic, everything is so flush. The body lines, I'm a body line person, it goes exactly where you need it to. It has everything exactly where you want to on a car. I love body lines. They look so good. I think we covered exterior stuff, right? Anything else?
Nothing else. I mean, trunk space is huge. Front
oh yeah, we got
yeah.
Trunk stuff, you know. Oh yeah. I don't know if you saw, yeah, something like that. And there's your space. So much more than any other electric car. You could fit like 3 of me inside. Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
It goes down.
So much more space.
Our state does not require a small toolkit.
I do too. That's why I always have a toolkit in all of my vehicles. Well, I don't right now. I'm a bad example.
This right here is something that Tesla does come with.
Yes.
These are important. This cable right here is one that it no longer comes with. It costs you about $60 to buy online. It's kind of annoying, but the rest of these come with it. So in case you ever get stopped, like really, you're out of every option, you can actually plug it into a 110 outlet, just like your phone.
Literally a house outlet.
Yeah. You would plug that directly into this. You now have 30-foot.
Jeez.
Capability to plug your car in. So there's really not any space you could ever get to. Like if a car is parked in front of your way or something like that, you can go up around it, under it, whatever you needed to. Keep that in there. And then I also have a smaller adapter, which I keep inside my car because I use it and then I keep a microfiber cloth in here to make sure the moisture keeps moisture out. But
it just got ridiculously windy. So
yeah,
that was really weird. That's so cool, and that's so much more space than any other electric car, and for most normal cars.
It fits an entire massage table down without anything else. So
very important for all of us massagers out there.
Exactly.
But I mean, more notable, you could probably fit like 4 people in there.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, because I happen to fit my people in my trunk a lot.
The other crazy thing is those seats actually lay down flat, so you get the whole thing. People will buy camping inflatable mattresses, and they'll camp inside their Tesla because it has camp mode now.
What?
Yeah, it does. I'll tell you more.
That's so cool. Okay, let's do front trunk now. Do you have to activate that from
Yeah, so right here.
Oh, going inside, guys.
All it takes to activate this front trunk is clicking this button right here.
Oh wow, that's super
Open.
simple. It says open now, and that says open on the back, and then yeah. So we'll get to this later. So cool, so simple, so amazing. Now your front trunk is less of a front trunk.
It's
but
more of a novelty, but it's extra space there for you. I mean, what
Still
the whole
counts.
purpose of the front trunk was not to like put your groceries or whatever. The whole point was to have a crumple zone.
yes,
So
it's all covered
a
up.
lot of gas vehicles, they have the engine there, and that engine has to go somewhere when you get in a head-on collision.
Yes.
That normally crumples people's legs. What the nice thing about not having an engine here is they have a lot of zones that they can take this area if you have a front collision and push all the kinetic energy off to the right.
Yes,
Or off
and
to
then
the left.
Yeah, so it crushes, and then usually there's like a couple beams here that are connected to this pole.
Yeah.
I know this because this is my job, and so it'll send shocks through the front and the bottom. On all cars, it'll send shocks through the front and the bottom, and usually it'll end about here. So it's not unheard of for cars to get in a collision, a front end collision, and blow a back tail light because all the energy has been moved to the back.
Yep.
That's really cool.
This
But
does
that's
come
on all
This
cars.
does come with a tow hook.
Tow hook.
This actually has a better towing capacity than a Ford F-150, believe it or not. It's just true torque. Now, I'm not saying I'd hook a ghost neck trailer to it and pull it for miles.
Yeah, because yes, it's rated to do that, but you would have to. You couldn't have weight on the back of this car.
Correct.
You can have weight on the back of an F-150. So,
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the only fluid you have to
Only
take care of.
fluid in the vehicle.
Windshield wiper
oil, just windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah.
Pure aesthetic. Is this, if you get trapped in the trunk, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's
If you could fit in this.
a lot of people will take pictures putting their dog in here. I did a trunk or treat, where
Oh, it's so
I
cool.
did a front trunk or treat.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I have a front trunk. I have a Fiero, but doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant to this video. But yeah, I have a front trunk.
Yeah.
That's so cool. This hood is so tiny.
They,
And I'll bet you it's like aluminum or something.
It almost is. It's some type of aluminum mixed with something else. I don't remember what it is. But all of these have energy saving. When you get in a front trunk, this pops up about this high, and it wants to stay here. Unless you're going 60, of course, the air is going to take it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the first things to go in a front collision.
And safe. That's safety stuff. Almost. There's no way they can see the VIN number. It's fine. I should probably blur taillights. So we're hopping in the car. I'm hopping in the driver's seat because I'm definitely the driver. Yep. So here we have. Yeah, thanks. I don't get copyright strike. So okay, I'm gonna actually get out and get in again. That was just a button that I pushed. No thing. So the seats. Oh, I thought it said Tesla on it, but I guess not. But the seats are like super nice. They're more comfortable than I think most other seats are. They're definitely more comfortable than what I'm driving right now.
So the seats are actually vegan leather, which
Vegan leather.
is interesting.
That sounds.
The reason he did it is because most leather, after years and years of stuff, it starts to crack or it starts to tighten up, or in the summer it gets really hot. These are really good at shedding stuff, and it's really easy to keep a pack of baby wipes, and that's all it takes to clean it up.
Ah.
So you keep baby wipes, some Pampers in here, and if this gets wet or you spill something, you take your salad that you're eating and spill it all over, peanut butter, doesn't matter. All you need is baby wipes, and it cleans everything.
That's
it
really
also, with vegan leather, some of the packages are white leather, and people are like, oh, it's gonna stain. Well, again, baby wipes, it doesn't stain at all. And the reason they chose vegan leather on that is because they wanted to have a white option. But if they choose true leather on white, your blue jeans, it only takes about a month before you start to get blue on your thing, and then now you're stained. And so vegan leather does not do that. That's one of the main reasons.
So cool.
They didn't do it to be all health conscious, although some people may say that, but they did it because
That's an added bonus.
It stands time a lot better. And when you feel it, it doesn't feel like it's about to rip like some other leather does.
Yeah, that's so nice. So everything up here. So you don't have any like speedometer up here or like any. It's bare, which looks so weird. But to somebody who drives, yeah. So you got essentially all black, and you had, so here's carbon fiber, but this wasn't originally carbon fiber. You did this yourself?
Yeah, they used to be like out of a wood grain, which I thought looked weird. I get what they were trying to appeal to. I'm just more of a stylistic and want carbon fiber. I wrapped all this myself too. It used to be like piano black tile, where it kind of had that like you touch your finger and you leave a fingerprint. I didn't like that either. I'd rather have much more sleek matte look.
So, again, we're inside the car, and you can see the roof better. There's, there's the bar in the front, so there's a bar in the middle, and then the back of your. So you can see out of it, which is amazing.
Yeah,
super cool.
It makes for really good drives in the middle of the city. Like when you have big skyline skyscrapers, you can look up and see everything, and it's much cooler.
That's so cool. So steering wheel is very bare. Obviously, it's so cool, and you have. Okay, I don't know what you just did. Okay.
This is how you adjust the steering wheel. So I pulled it up. And then you're going to use all of the left buttons right there.
So you adjust, that's how you adjust, that's cool.
And then if you push it in or out this way,
oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's going forward and back, it's going backward and forward. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Up and down, that's really cool. So, and everything over here is like super nice. Everything's super shiny over here. I like that. Shiny black, so cool. So the only thing you really have that's, I don't know, normal car-wise is your
stock.
Yes, the stock. So, yeah, and everything is super cool.
Another crazy thing with this is you have set up different keys. So you actually have a card. It looks like a credit card, and that is your key.
You should pull it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope there's like no ID.
There's no identification to it.
Coolio.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, it's so cool.
This is your true key. Most people don't even have to use this. You just keep it in your wallet or whatever. Just getting close to it normally unlocks the car, and whatever key it's registered. So you get 2 of them. You can buy extras. I think about $25. You can register it to your profile. So when my wife gets in, and her phone or her key gets close enough to it, it'll automatically move the seat and the steering wheel to her profile. And then when it goes to me, when I get in, it'll automatically move the seat to who I am. So I don't have to get in and move the seat every single time. It moves it for me automatically.
That's so cool.
If my dad wanted to get in, my dad's a much bigger man.
I'll move the steering wheel too quite a bit.
It moves the steering wheel, it moves the side mirrors, and it moves.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I'll go back to me.
Whee! That's awesome.
Yep. So it's profile saved. Yeah. There's a lot of things.
Honestly, good song. I like that song. Oh, I can't. Oh well.
This right here is your air, and that's also saved by your profile. So if you change your profile, it'll save how you want your air facing. You can feel that. You can edit it and you can change it. That's why this whole thing is missing a speedometer and everything right here. Is it just got one continuous
that right there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Up, down, oh, something like that. Oh, dog.
Dog mode.
Dog mode.
Yeah.
So, was this climate control and then dog mode, which is if you
yeah, if I get out.
If you have a dog.
And then close.
Maybe I have to get out.
I don't know if it'll do it. It might sense our weight on here.
Oh no.
But
darn. So what does dog mode do?
Typically when you would leave, it'll pop up with a little like dog here, and it'll post the temperature inside the car, because people can't hear your car running and they're gonna see a dog and they think, oh, it's a dog in a hot car, they're gonna break your window. Well, you can't hear the car running because it's electric, and so it'll have the air going still, and it'll have the doors locked, and it'll have your dog in here, and it'll post a picture of a little dog. It'll say, don't worry, it's 74 degrees in here, owner coming back soon, or don't worry, it's 65 degrees in here, and then you can set it or whatever, and it'll maintain that temperature for your pet, whatever it be.
That's so cool.
I used it when we were traveling. We took a long road trip to New York and then back. My mom had fallen asleep in the back seat. I put dog mode on. I thought it was hilarious. But when we went into the store, used the bathroom break, and by the time we came back, it was still 65. She hadn't woken up. She was in the back seat still. So it's not only dog mode, it's grandma mode, and it's mom mode. And
You know.
camp mode will stay on, and it'll keep you at a like level of just maintaining the temperature, and it'll make sure all the lights are off and everything like that. But you can camp inside your car. So if you're going on a long road trip and you just pull over to a KOA camp, you plug in, it'll put it on camp mode, and you won't use any battery, or you'll use very, very little battery, keeping that temperature correct, and you can sleep in your trunk.
That's so
You
cool.
put the seats down, and it makes a perfectly flat bed. Sleep in your trunk.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So we can mess with a whole bunch of stuff. So I can definitely feel the seat warmer.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably gonna be like the longest thing. So obviously you have all your this is what, quick controls. So mirror, steering wheel, lights, window lock, display brightness. Woo! That's cool. Lights. You have auto lights, dome lights, every lights, steering wheel lights. What lights up on the steering wheel?
Couldn't tell you.
Well,
I've never had that.
fascinating. Locks. Okay, so there's all the keys and stuff. Display. There's brightness again. Clean screen mode. So
You click that. And
click that. You can wipe the screen.
Right.
Now, you can see a little bit of fingerprints. So it says press and hold in the middle when you're done. Oh, we ruined it.
There
There we
it
go.
is. You just hit the whole thing off.
And then language. Let's change the language. That'd be so hard. Oh wow, that's very simple. Changing distance, energy, and then miles, kilometers, Celsius, bar for tire pressure. I didn't even know other countries used different than PSI, but that's kind of cool. Driving, standard sport mode, acceleration chill.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
People who use chill mode, you can save a little bit more battery, and it doesn't let you kind of floor it off the thing. I prefer to enjoy my car, and so I don't
Yeah.
have it in chill mode. Yeah.
And then stopping modes.
So the roll, creep versus hold. Hold is something you get really used to, where you pull up to a stoplight, you don't know if you have to press the brake, it slows down, and then when it slows down to about 0 miles per hour, it's like, you're probably stopping. I'll just go ahead and engage the brake for you, and I'll hold the brake until you want to press the gas again. Accelerator, there's no gas pedal. Then roll mode feels a little bit more like a car, where when you let off the brake, it'll start to roll forward, although it's all automated because it's not actually doing that. It's using as much energy as it needs to. And then creep mode is where when you're backing up and you let your foot off the brake and it'll start slowly backing up. Even if you're on an incline, it would still start slowly backing up because that's how you would want it to work. I don't have any of that on because using hold mode, getting used to it, it really feels like a whole different vehicle, and it can save you a lot more energy. And you can drive with one foot normally inside of a city. You can just drive, just foot on the gas pedal.
slip start. Used to help free the vehicle stuck in the snow, sand, or mud. That's pretty cool. I wish this would focus a little bit more, but
And it doesn't want you to use that until you get stuck, and then it'll activate as an option.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Autopilot. You don't have autopilot.
I don't, but I do have some autopilot features. Everything comes with some basic features. I know it's kind of confusing because I don't have basic autopilot. I could, at any moment, I could call in, I could pay the difference, and I could have autopilot. And by the time I drove home in the next 10 minutes, I would have it updated through air. I don't care to pay that. I don't drive that much. If I was a millionaire, maybe. But if I was a millionaire, I would probably buy or nice a Tesla.
Yeah, if I would just buy a different Tesla, I'd be like, yeah, it's not
I'd
one
buy
I
the
want.
Model X fully loaded or whatever. But
Yo, there's just this dude sitting over there.
yeah,
That creeped me out.
it does have forward collision warning though. A lot of cars have that. This one is a little bit more in depth, where it can sense wrecks up to 3 cars in front of you. If there's somebody's gonna hit you and you're going 60 miles an hour, they're gonna hit 3 cars in front of you, it's gonna cause a pile up. It knows to get over and out of the way without you ever touching the wheel. It will do that for you.
Wow.
I've had it happen before me. People were getting over. It moved me over in the like exit lane, slowed down, and then got back over because the car was gonna come over to my lane. He didn't see me. I was in his blind spot.
And that's without autopilot.
That's without autopilot. If you're sitting at a stoplight, you're the front car, and your foot's sitting on the brake or it's in hold mode, and a car is going to rear end you, it will pull you forward if there is distance or without pulling you out in front of traffic, because somebody is going to rear end you. It knows all of these things. It can calculate the speeds. It is very, very smart.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and that's all without autopilot.
It's just watching us over here. I'll not get his license plate for fear that he will get wrecked. Just kidding. I don't have any crazy fans, at least yet. So we have navigation. Obviously, this has navigation. It's so nice, so new.
When I get into my car in the morning, it knows where my work is. It starts automatically navigating to work, and it'll tell me how long it's going to get there. In case there's a wreck halfway in between, it can tell me, you know, whatever. So you know that going into your drive, you can take an alternate route if you need to. It'll tell you all that from the start. And it also factors in weather. So it uses Google Maps and weather. So if it's snowing on the ground, it knows it's going to take you 10 minutes longer. And
That's so
it
cool.
factors all that in for you. Yeah.
That's so cool. So we're getting to the end of it. Security and safety. Speed limit mode. That's like if you
Loan the car to one of your friends or something.
yeah, and you don't want them to go over certain miles per hour. Sentry mode is like my favorite thing. So Sentry mode, if you look up videos on it, there's more in-depth stuff on it. But Sentry mode is essentially if somebody does something to your car, somebody hits it, it'll turn on all the cameras, and so it'll record whatever they're doing. And it'll show on the screen that it's recording and stop messing with the car.
And I know this opens, a lot of people don't know these open right here. So this opens up, this opens up. This is a wireless charging port, so I can just put my phone on there, it'll wirelessly charge it. Up under this is where the big stuff happens. So this is that external one that I was talking about, where you can connect to any charger. So any charger for a car like the Chevy Volt, the Hyundai Kona, whatever. This is the charging style they use, and this is a converter to the one that Tesla uses.
That's
so you can, it allows you to use everything.
Somebody's screaming.
Beyond that, this right here is your flash drive. You can plug it in. That flash drive will save everything you need from the Sentry mode events on there. So if you care to go back and look like, hey, was somebody messing with my car last night? Or if you know somebody hit you while you were driving and they drove off, you have it all recorded. Your car caught the front license plate. You could take it to the police and be here's what it was, here's video evidence, it wasn't my fault. Insurance will cover it, they'll go after it, it's now a crime. Whereas if you're driving a regular car and somebody hit and runs, you're all so stunned, you didn't catch the license plate, you just knew it was a black Camry. Well, how many of those are out there? You're not gonna catch the person. Now your insurance is covered, your rates are gonna go up even though it wasn't your fault. This, you can show, wasn't my fault, somebody hit me.
Prove it.
Fully covered.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, service stuff, basic service stuff, software. That should not probably show the number and stuff,
right.
but you know. So yeah, that's like all internal stuff. We only did settings and stuff.
Right.
So, I'm looking for entertainment. So yeah, this is amazing. You have all this stuff that you can just play in theater mode. Just sit here and watch.
You can pull up Netflix, you can watch all the Tesla tutorials if you really care about it. You can go to arcade and play a whole bunch of games. They have Cuphead on here.
That's amazing. That'd be so
you
hard.
can also, you can use your steering wheel to use all that. This is their version of Mario Kart. They have Chess, 2048, Asteroid, Centipede, whatever you're interested in. They've got them all. They're constantly adding more games as people talk about it. They also allow you to plug in a controller down here to your USB.
I was wondering.
And play with a controller, so you can have 2 people, you can have 3 people, you can play remotely. They are actually working on Beach Buggy, so their version of Mario Kart. When you pull up to a Tesla supercharger and you plug in, you're now connected directly to the Tesla supercharging network to allow you to play live against other people that are also connected to the Tesla supercharging network in that area. So if you're in a Tesla supercharger where it has 15 spots and there's 6 other people plugged into charge, you and the other 6 people can be racing against each other in this game all in real time.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, entertainment. That's so cool. I feel like there's so much stuff that we've literally done.
This is what people used to love to play with. It's essentially a garage band where you get to play and mix your own music and whatnot and record.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you can load that.
There's so much little stuff that I feel like we would be sitting here for hours if, if we went through every little thing. Oh, 350Z. Cool. My neighbor's got one.
I'll race them.
I don't know, those things are pretty quick.
Yeah. My 0 to 60 this is the slowest 0 to 60 car they have. And it is 0 to 60 in 4.3 is what I'm at right now. I could pay an extra $3,000 right now, and it could go down an extra 20% faster because it's all electricity output. I don't care to pay that, but it is an option, and that extra 20% faster is available for all trims. So even the ludicrous mode, they can make it even an extra 20% faster if you want to spend another $3,000, and that's 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. So yeah, you can play all these. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And you can record your vocals on top of it if you really want, and all kinds of crazy things.
That is insane.
Yeah. And you go right back to Google Maps.
Exactly where we are. Find our location. No, don't do that. Yeah. So, super cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been recording for 31 minutes. It's so long. Yeah. So, I actually got my first copyright thing the other day. I was recording one of my favorite games that nobody knows about, and I recorded the audio, and it got demonetized. Yeah.
Yeah.
It got demonetized. I make money off YouTube. Yeah. That's so cool. Everything is. I love how it has a little thing of the car and the.
So this is about what it costs to fully charge your Tesla when you are charging at a supercharger. So those are the ones that cost. A lot of third level chargers that charge slower are free. People don't realize that. You can save so much money just by driving a Tesla. It's one of those things where if you drive a $5,000 car, you're gonna have $5,000 problems.
Yeah,
You're going.
I have those problems. They're right there.
You're going to have problems pop up more often. You're gonna have things break more often, and I know it sounds ridiculous, oh, buy a Tesla, but it is really not that much more expensive, especially with the Model 3 coming out. It becomes affordable. It has about the same cost as what it would cost to buy a Camry. That's actually what it came down to me, is either buying that or a Toyota Camry. This actually ended up being cheaper after the federal refund. And those might come back. So your states might have one. Even counties sometimes have them. You also can get your money back for installing a charger. Those tax deductible, all kinds of crazy things. But yeah, the cost of ownership is extremely low. I was able to drive to New York and back to Kansas in roughly $100 total, and that was a 2,200 mile road trip. So just the cost it takes to own is very, very, very small. You invest in a car and then you don't have to pay much more. Whereas if you invest in a cheaper car, you buy a used car at $15,000, it's probably a pretty nice car. You're still buying gas. You're still doing oil changes. You're still fixing those parts. That car's probably 5 or 6 years old. You're starting to think of those batteries. You're starting to think of those tires, those brake pads. And of course you have to fix tires and brake pads for Teslas. But the system's so much more smart that it wears out much less frequently. And so it's just, you save a lot more money.
Yeah, it's the little things like regenerative braking that just help brake pads so much.
There's a stat out there that talks about the cost of ownership in a 5 years and 10 years of Teslas. And 10 years is projected because there's very few Teslas out there that have 10 years. There's no Model 3s that have been out for 10 years. But on 5-year projections, driving the same amount as a brand new, and it shows top of the line. So a Nissan, whatever that.
Nissan Leaf.
No, I mean just like the normal Nissan car. So not a Rogue. I can't think of what they are.
Nissan Altima.
Yeah, the Altima, the Maximas versus like Toyota Camrys, and then something else, Hyundai Sonatas, and a couple other ones. Like, you know, the normal cars that people will buy to be economy efficient, but still a good price range. The cost of ownership on those versus Tesla's over 5 years, Tesla is something like 15 to 20% cheaper. And so, I mean, if you go 15 to 20% cheaper, you spend about the same amount of money, if that's not even including your gas.
Yeah.
And you spend about the same money as if you would have just bought the Tesla. And the difference is you own a Tesla.
Yeah. And there are so many perks to owning a Tesla, like the 200,000 mile warranty.
Yeah.
Which no other car company has that.
Show me a gas vehicle that have a 200,000 mile warranty in their engine. They'd all go bankrupt. All of them.
Yeah.
When something does go wrong, Tesla mobile service will pull up to your house or wherever you are stuck and fix it with their mobile service. It doesn't cost you a dime.
And if they can't fix it, they'll bring you a tow truck.
Yep, and they'll flatbed tow it to where it can get fixed. And then when that's happening, they'll give you a loaner car. And most of the time, depending on how long it's going to be out of service, so if it's a really big problem that's going to be out of service for 4 or 5 days, which is the big problems are only out of service for 4 or 5 days, they will give you a nice loaner car. They will give you a P100D Model S. They will give you a nice Model X. They'll give you the autopilot enabled and everything, and they'll let you drive.
Yeah. So my video a while ago, it was about my 2 Tesla Model S experiences. One of those was the loaner car that you got.
Mm-hmm.
I drove that one, and that was the first part of that video. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they treat your owners well.
That's so cool. And one of the cool things, I said this in my last video, but one of the cool things they did was for the Cybertruck, they tweeted at people and asked what they can fix on the Cybertruck to make it look better, be better, what things they can do. They tweeted at people. That's amazing.
There's all kinds of crazy things in here. There's like Joe mode, where I don't know where it is. It might be. I don't really know where it's at. I just know that there is an option in here somewhere that says Joe mode, and it is a guy from online Twitter who tweeted at Tesla. His name is Joe, and he said, "Hey, my kids are sleeping in the back seat. All these little chimes for when cars get close to me. I live in a close city traffic. People are always close to me. It chimes every single time. So can we make this quieter? Can we make this off if I choose so?" And Elon said, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Same day, fixed it. There's Joe mode now, so you turn it on, and all your chimes of when cars get close to you, or it's little warnings, those are much more quieter, or you can turn them off because your kids might be sleeping in the back seat.
That's so cool. That's the little things.
When the Tesla first came out, the windshield wipers are auto-detecting of water. Well, that starts as soon as the car's on. Well, the car's on as soon as you open the door. There is no ignition, there is no engine. So as soon as you open the door, it would say, "Oh, there's water," and it would flick it all out. And so the owner would get wet. So he said, "Hey, come on, this is ridiculous. I paid this much money for my Tesla. Why am I getting wet every single time it rains and I open my door?" Elon said, "Oh, my bad, I didn't think about that." Then next day, it was updated over the air. You have to close the door, and it has to feel weight in the driver's seat before that windshield wiper automatically goes. And now people don't get wet. It took that easily. I don't know any other car in the world that could update that quickly. And there is no cars that are currently getting updates like a Tesla. It's the only car in the world that is getting better from the moment you buy it. So, yeah.
I had a point on that one. I'll just tell you that one later because it doesn't really matter.
There's a couple other cars that get updates. Like, I know the Porsche.
That's not really what I was talking about. Yeah. I know diesel trucks are worse when they start, and then over time they get better gas mileage and stuff like that.
That's true.
But nothing like updates like that. Like my 2008 Dodge does not get updates.
It doesn't
like
get
a
faster.
Tesla. Yeah.
It doesn't get more safe.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Things like that. Okay, I feel like there's so much information in this video. It's 40 minutes long. So we're gonna end it off here. If we do come up with anything else, I'll just like plop it in and you know, just put it in there. So I think this is it. If you do everything YouTubers tell you to do, and we will see you guys next time.